to the show.
From one rock and roll legend to a group of them, the band's frontmen Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley have expanded their Rock and Brews restaurant brand with the new Albuquerque franchise. Rock and Brews Southwest is bringing the chain to the Duke City through an agreement to open locations in New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas. While the thought of Kiss may conjure images of guitars, bare chests, and leather, Simmons' tongue and Rock and Brews touts itself as family friendly. The food includes sandwiches, pizzas, salads, and burgers. And today is the grand opening of Rock and Brews here in the Duke City, and Chad Brummett is out live this morning at the Northeast Heights location. Good morning, Chad.
I am. Good morning, Brittany. Good morning to you folks at home. Let me tell you something. A few minutes ago, I'm in a little bit of a surreal place this morning because my man Paul Stanley was making a pizza. How often do you have a rock legend making pizza?
I do it at home a lot, so why shouldn't I do it in our restaurant?
Well, this is your new home, Paul.
This is, well, Albuquerque's always been home, but to be here for Rock and Brews is something very special because this is a restaurant you can bring your kids to during the day. They can play outside. Just because you have kids doesn't mean you have to eat cardboard macaroni and cheese. You can come here, have a great meal. We've got beers from, oh gosh, usually about 100 different beers, craft beers, microbreweries, and food that I wish most people could have at home because you'd never leave.
That's right, absolutely. Well, I got a feeling Kenny and I are not leaving. We're going to hang out here. We're going to have a lot more coming up this morning. We're going to be making a pie.
We are going to make a pizza, and you're going to see me throw it up. And the thing is, anybody can throw it up, but can you catch it?
That's the thing that I can't master. So you're going to have to teach me. We're going to be talking more about the food, guys. The lineup of this food is incredible. So more to come. Don't go anywhere. But for right now, we're going to send it back over to Brittany in the studio.
Today is the grand opening of Rock and Brews in the Heights, and Chad Brummett is out this morning live for the grand opening. Take a look. Hi, Chad.
Hi, Brittany. Good morning, guys. Yeah, I am here in rock and roll heaven. This place is mind-blowing. You walk in, the ambiance is just overwhelming, especially if you're like me, you were a kid of the 80s and you grew up with this rock and roll. I'm here with my man, Matt McMahon, who is the manager here at Rock and Brew. And you guys have been really busy. I got to tell you, everyone that has been in thus far loves this place. Tell us about this restaurant.
Well, what restaurant can you ever walk into and see rock and roll of history? Mm-hmm. Not only that, then you got great food, great beer. Nothing better in town. Yeah,
I got to tell you, the menu is so extensive. I was blown away by all the different options you have here. And it's not, what I think is great about this place, it's not just for the grown-ups, this is for the whole family.
Oh, absolutely. We got little rockers, and we also have a dog-friendly patio here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wide open, and one thing that you get is you really get a great sense of ambiance. If you take a look around here, of course, these guys are getting ready for a big grand opening party happening tonight. If you look inside, well, maybe we'll get a shot in a little bit there. You've got memorabilia, some of the biggest names in rock and roll, AC/DC, Rush, of course, Kiss, Mick Jagger, Eddie Van Halen. It just,
you know all
hey, I'm telling you, man, I grew up with this. This is, I'm at home right here. So what is the one thing, Matt, that you're excited about? I know that you've had your head in the game on getting this grand opening, getting the restaurant open. Tonight's the big party. What's the one thing that you're really excited about?
Well, one thing today, we're honoring our veterans today at lunch. They're all going to be coming in. We're going to be doing a luncheon for them. And then tonight we're going to raise money for our wounded warriors and take good care of them because they've done a lot for us, sacrificing their lives and limbs for our country. And then tomorrow, we open for business again, and I expect all of you to be back in here.
That's right. So tomorrow, so now if people want to come to the grand opening event tonight, are there still tickets available?
We sold out about a week ago.
You did? Wow.
They sold out in about 3 days.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible.
Wow. Yeah. So obviously people very excited about this, and people that have trickled in thus far before the big grand opening, they are just raving about this place.
Well, the people of Albuquerque have taken good care of us. I mean, we didn't even tell anybody we were opening last week. And we opened up and we were busy every day. I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, well, really excited about it, and very excited because coming up here in just a few minutes, we're going to be making a pizza with my man Paul Stanley and talking to Gene Simmons. That's right, the man with the tongue. We're going to be sitting talking about how this whole restaurant came together. It's got an extensive history, folks, and it's very interesting, so stay with us. For now, we're going to head back into Brittany.
Today, the grand opening of Rock and Brews in the Heights is today, so Chad Brummett is out this morning live for the grand opening. Hi, Chad.
Good morning, Brittany. Yeah, I think, okay, so it's hard to nail down what my one favorite Kiss moment is. I remember when I first saw these guys, when I was a young kid in the makeup, I was scared to death, especially of Gene Simmons. Yeah, you too. But now I got to tell you, all memories of Kiss trump my experience this morning because I'm making pizza with Paul Stanley. Paul, thank you for being here with us this morning and being here in Albuquerque.
It's great to be here. Albuquerque's always been a great city for us, and honestly, we've been here many times, and it's the perfect location for this kind of restaurant. Someplace where you can bring your kids, have a great meal. You don't have to eat crappy food. You can actually have a great time. Kids can play outside. You can bring your pets, and beers from around the world. All kinds of great food.
You said 100 craft beers, is that right?
Yeah, we tend to have around 100 craft beers and microbrewery beers, and then we try to make sure that we bring in local produce. We have hatch chilies, which are green chilies. That's what you got to have.
Gotta have that.
Got to have that.
I put that on my pizza a lot. So you're making a pizza. How long have you been doing pizza? You look like you know what you're doing here.
Yeah, I like making pizza. I like cooking. I was just realizing that I started cooking. Like a lot of people, when you get divorced, all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, my children have to eat. And back then my son had to eat 3 meals a day, so I started cooking.
Yeah.
So here's a great pizza dough. And,
all right.
You take it.
There you go.
And you want to flip it, and you use the gravity to get it to be nice and thin.
And you're catching it on the top of your hands as well.
Yeah, you want to catch it on top. You want to try to keep it nice and round.
All right.
So we're going to make a margarita pizza.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
And it's really nice. And we use great ingredients. So here we've got like a garlic butter. So we're going to put some of that on. That's going to melt. Can't go wrong with garlic.
No, not at all.
And then we've got some great tomatoes, which we'll put on, sun-dried tomatoes, and you can put on as many as you want. And all the food here, I mean, we really emphasize great food. It's comfort food, but at the same time, it's great quality food.
Yeah.
Here's fresh mozzarella. We call it mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Yeah.
I think what's also great about your menu, Paul, is that you've got a very diverse menu. You've got a little something for the folks that are gluten intolerant, maybe a little more health conscious, or if you want to be like me and just indulge.
Yeah, everybody's got to enjoy life. Every once in a while, you can go crazy. The burgers here are absolutely off the hook.
Yeah.
But I find myself eating a lot of times great salads. We have great salads. Here's another mozzarella cheese. So we want to mix it up.
So it's two different. Are there two different types, or are they just cut differently?
No, they're two different types.
Okay.
One's a fresh mozzarella. So then we're going to put a little bit more on. Then, of course, you want to add a little bit of fresh basil. I actually grow basil at the house. So
do you?
Yeah.
You said you got a big outdoor oven at your house. Yeah. You do pizzas a lot there?
Do pizzas, do steaks, do burgers, fish, whatever. So then let's put a little bit more on just to make sure that we, instead of olive oil, we'll put a little bit more garlic butter on it.
Garlic butter, that sounds fantastic.
Then you put it into the oven, and it comes out
looking like
this.
That's fantastic.
And it really is fantastic pizza.
I'm going to come back with a very full stomach, folks. I can guarantee you that.
Ribs that are off the hook. Great barbecue sauce. Everything here. Here's a great burger. I love the burgers. We've got awesome pulled pork tacos. If you're good and you eat your salad, then you get a chance to have beignets. Beignets are a fried pastry dough that are filled with chocolate. That's real whipped cream, not the stuff that you get out of a can that's like shaving cream. This is real whipped cream. And we have these great pretzels. These pretzels are absolutely off the hook. And we make a beer cheese that's got shallots in it, garlic, beer, different kinds of cheeses. And we have a spicy mustard that'll clear out your sinus just in case they're bothering you. We have a great Bloody Mary. Not only does it look great, it tastes great. And our margaritas are crazy. Our margaritas are...
We like margaritas here in New Mexico. We also like things spicy, so I think you guys are doing right by New Mexico already.
Well, we like to salute the area. Whenever we go into an area, we want to be rockin' brews and keep our identity, but we also want to bring in the flavors of the area and make sure that we tip our hat to the food that you love. So you get everything that we love doing, but we also make sure that we acknowledge you.
Yeah.
And then, again, we tend to make sure that we spotlight any kind of local causes. Wounded warriors are something that are dear to our hearts. those people who make liberty and freedom something we take for granted here, those people go overseas and risk everything for us. So we try to make sure that we raise money for them and acknowledge them.
Yeah, and you guys doing a big thing for them tonight. We're going to get more information about that when we come back. We're talking to Gene Simmons. And I got to tell you guys, I cheated. Don't let Paul know this. I cheated and tried the beignet. Awesome. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
so stay with it.
It's right.
Yeah, hey,
right there.
you didn't have to point that out. Stay with us. We're going to head back into Brittany.
Well, today is the grand opening of Rockin' Brews in the Heights, and Chad Brummett is out this morning live for the grand opening. Hi, Chad.
Oh, sorry, I'm busy rocking out here. I'm out here at Rockin' Brews in the Northeast Heights. It's just off of Montgomery, guys. And Kenny and I are in heaven this morning because this place is amazing. We're going to take a little pan around. We're waiting for my man Gene Simmons to come out. We're going to talk to him. But take a look at this design, guys. I mean, this is really a rock and roller's mecca. This takes me back to the days, you know, the days of rock and roll. We've got Black Sabbath Paranoid album over there, The Who, The Dead, Pink Floyd, of course, Kiss, Rush, AC/DC. They're all represented here, and they've got all different kinds of representation of music, something even in the 90s, Stone Temple Pilots out there, going all the way back to the Doors. So if you are a fan of rock and roll, this is your place. Head over to their website today before you come tomorrow, because the grand opening happening today, already sold out. But tomorrow there's going to be a lot more stuff for you to do. The general public can come out. You can bring the kiddos with you. Just all sorts of great things to do and all sorts of great things to eat. Their menu very extensive. Get a look over here. We're going to be grabbing some of this in a few minutes. This beignet is fantastic. It's got this raspberry covering, chocolate-filled, real whipped cream. It is to die for, folks. So regardless of what your palate is craving, they've got you covered here. And if you are a fan of beer, of course, the place is called Rockin' Brews. They have over 100 craft beers on tap here that you can pick. Up from. So you take a look over there. The guy's getting ready for the big party tonight. There is the bar. And, of course, we want to remind you, folks, anytime that you partake of the libations, you do it responsibly. You have a designated driver. You get a cab home. Lots of different things that you can do. So really encourage you to come out tomorrow. Of course, a big grand opening happening tonight. They've raised a lot of money for the Wounded Warrior Project, a great organization very near and dear to our hearts here at Tukasa. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure. I got to tell you, I'm a little scared right now. I was telling your partner in crime, Paul Stanley, when I was younger, this face gave me nightmares.
It's my job.
And you did your job well.
But there's nothing scary about here.
No.
Here, if you just reach out, what happens is you get beautiful women just like this hanging out at Rockin' Brews. What are you doing here?
I am a manager here. I'm the front of house manager.
This is how good the management looks. Imagine how good the ladies look. Okay, thanks very much. Now get out. So Rockin' Brews, as you can see, is filled with all kinds of fun stuff. Gluten-free beers, gluten-free pizzas, 100 local craft beers. That means Albuquerque, baby. You know how to spell that. It's a long word like gymnasium, but it's got Q's and U's and all. The coolest place to come to. Friends, family, meet somebody new, break up with an old sweetheart, get married, get divorced. It's all here.
It can all happen here. So, Gene, the story of how this restaurant came about, I think, is really cool. This has been a long time in the making. You and a lot of friends hanging out backstage after a concert one night. You guys decide there's nothing better than rock and brews. And then years later, you are now business owners. What brought you into, hey, I'm going to make a restaurant out of this?
Well, think about it. How many times have you gone into a nice place that's got good food, but the service isn't so good? Or there's a crying baby over there, and it just, so let's face it. If you just want to eat, you can stay at home. You don't need to go out. So eating out with friends and family, or even strangers, if you're looking for a one-nighter, I know you are. It's really the experience. It's more than food, although the food here is delicious. It really is an experience, and it starts with how you're treated as you walk in through the door. So we have a great training facility here where young people are trained in job skills so they can have some skills to move on from here. And this is a hub for this area. So as new Rockin' Brews are opening here, we're going to be sending the crew to come here and train here.
Great.
Yeah. So again, it bears noting, if you care about the freshness of food, local produce is what it's about. Albuquerque, in the outlining areas, farmers, fresh meats, the craft brews, over 100 of them. Some of them craft, some of the craft beers are. Can we take a look at that? these bagels just for you, baby. It's got your name on it. Little cream cheese, little something, something, and then put whatever you like on it. And a good-looking man like that, no, he's not going to be here later. And now back to you, Chet. So you don't know what that reference is.
Oh, which one?
Back to you, Chet. No, you
No,
don't know.
no, that one I don't. That one I don't. I failed. Well, Gene, so the grand opening happening tonight. He's just grabbing the ladies. This is how it works. This is what a rock star does, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, now get out.
That is what a rock star does, ladies and gentlemen. So Rock and Brew opening to the public tomorrow. Big grand opening party tonight. Gene, are you guys? You guys are here all day. You've been here since like 4 in the morning. You're going to be here till 11:30 at night. Now that's also a rock and roll lifestyle.
No, you put in the time for the things that you care about, including our wounded warriors. We're going to be holding a special event here, and we do it at every Rock and Brews. You'll see shortly that this place is going to be filled with proud wounded warriors who served our country. Stop putting politicians on television and giving them airtime. They do nothing for this country. Our wounded warriors, our vets, should be on TV talking about the things that matter, which is allegiance to the country that makes your life possible. So I don't want to get too cornball about it, but we put our money and our heart where it should be, our vets.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Gene. We appreciate you guys being here. Again, folks, Rock and Brews now open in the Duke City. For more information, head over to Casa.com. We will have links to their amazing website and their amazing menu.
It's on Main and Main, isn't it?
Main and Main. Main and Main. That's right. Gene Simmons, back to the studio with Brittany.
Rock and Roll All Night brings you interviews, reviews, concerts, music, and more. So for more Rock and Roll All Night content, click subscribe.